Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a quick review of the new Frontpoint touchscreen security control panel. This one actually replaced our the 3-year-old Simon XT security panel that we had for our home for the last 3 years. So far, we are really happy with this new Frontpoint touch panel system. The system is very responsive. It adds in a lot of new features, and it's very easy to add and edit all kinds of sensors that you have in the house, and even the Z-Wave devices like our door lock and the Z-Wave light control adapters. So let's get started. So over here, if I press the home button, I get back to the home screen. There are 6 icons. We'll go through all those icons and see what's actually inside. So if you press the press to arm, it actually brings you into the arming panel. Over here, you can see the option of arm stay, arm away, exit sound, and entry delay. Those are all the standard features found in the Simon XT, but over here you have an entirely graphical interface. And if you notice on the right side, the cool thing is right now you can individually bypass each sensor that you want to bypass. If you actually want to leave a window upstairs on, to get some fresh air inside, you can do that by bypassing that sensor really easily. With the old Simon XT, the only option to bypass is to bypass all the sensors. So over here, you have a lot more customized options, which is really great. Over here, okay, let's go back to the main screen. The second panel is actually the weather. If you don't click in, you can see today's weather: high 86, low 78, thunderstorms coming. We're in Miami, so the weather is always going to be like this for the most of the time. And if you click in, it gives you a 4-day weather forecast. So you can see it's not a very detailed forecast, but before you're heading out of the door, you can quickly see what's going on when you are also arming the system. And over here we have the camera options. Okay, I'm gonna block the screen and enter the code. Okay, so in the camera screen, there's with the added built-in camera on the top of the control panel, you actually you are able to see who is actually disarming the system, and if the alarm sound who's disarming the system or coming to the control panel and doing all the tricks and stuff. So over here, I actually did a test. I triggered the alarm, and so there's one notification in the alarm photos for me to review. If I click in, and you can see that's me tampering with the alarm system by entering the disarming code into the system. It actually happened a couple days ago when I was going to the back door. I forgot I used the armed and stay function, and the alarm actually triggered, and I was outside. I didn't hear it. When I go back into the house, I actually heard the sound and rushed over, and the panel actually caught me disarming the system, which is really kind of interesting. It's to me, it's kind of like a gimmick, because the thief is not going to be staying at the alarm panel for that long for you to grab a picture or doing anything like that. But it's kind of good to have. And over here, the status icon, if you click, you can see all the sensors you have in your house. And of course, the names you can change on the website really easily. And over here, it tells you the status of each sensor, whether they're idle, normal, or closed, or open. And of course, it also tells you each sensor's battery level, which is great, because right now you can overview all the sensors and their current health. And if you click into the history, You can see each sensor's activity history, whether it's open, closed, exactly at what time, which is awesome. There's a filter, so you can filter out which sensor have problem by choosing closed status or open status. If you have a sensor that doesn't work, you'll be, really easy to find out which one that didn't work. Okay, let's go back. There's also really one of my personal favorites is the home control, because we have a Z-Wave lock and also one Z-Wave light adapters installed in our home. We really love the convenience of wireless control using our phone. So over here, the first icon is home control status. Basically, it lists all the devices, Z-Wave device we have in the house. So right now we have a light and a front door lock. And from the status, you can see they're all normal, and the battery of the front door lock is also normal. And the Z-Wave light adapter, because it uses AC power, so it doesn't have a battery. And over here, thermostats. We don't have any thermostats Z-Wave compatible installed, so the option is not available. Of course, over here, there's door lock. We installed the door lock because it's really convenient. I only need to enter a passcode, and it's keyless, so we don't have to worry about someone, pick lock the keys. And the door lock also have a backup battery port, so even if the lock dies, I can just put up a 9-volt battery into the door and it would function. Over here, you can see the door right now, it's locked. If I hit unlock, let's wait a few seconds. Okay, and you can hear the front door is unlocked. And the system also prompts when the door gets unlocked or locked. So if I hit lock again, and you can hear the door is locked. The locking and unlocking speed, it's a huge improvement over the last generation Simon XT, because with that panel, we even had trouble pairing with the lock, and when it's paired, sometimes it would freeze. It wouldn't have any code, like I wouldn't be able to push any new codes into the lock, and old codes wouldn't get deleted. It's a mess. With this new system, the new touch panel, we tested over the last few weeks, and all the code we pushed, all the code we deleted from the web control panel, all got sent to the lock successfully. There is not one instance where the code didn't get pushed in to the lock. So I think this is one huge plus. If you actually have a Z-Wave door lock with your Frontpoint security system, you should upgrade to the new touch panel. We love it. And the response speed of all the Z-Wave device is really amazingly quick compared to the old system. The Simon XT, okay, let's go into the light and demonstrate. If I hit the lights on or lights off in old Simon XT or through the my cell phone app, it takes at least 30 to 45 minutes to turn on or turn off the light, and sometimes it doesn't even respond. So I think there's definitely something wrong with the Z-Wave module in the old Simon XT master control panel. The new one, from here, it's great because it's almost instant. So let me demonstrate. So as you can see, it's instant. Like when I click the button, the lights goes on and goes off almost instantly, which is fantastic. So that's another plus side. So definitely think about it. If you have a lot of Z-Wave devices in your house and you're having trouble with Simon XT, it's time to upgrade. This thing won't let you down. So I don't have other home control devices installed, so there's no option here. Okay, let's go back. And finally, we have settings. If I click in, there's the basic options of cleaning your screen, which if you click, the screen goes inactive for 30 seconds and you can cleaning your LCD screen. And speaking of the screen, it's a medium resolution screen, and by the way, the system is powered by Android, and it's Android 2.2 or something like that, so it's kind of an old Android. The touch is very sensitive. I can't decide whether this is the capacitive touch panel or a resistive touch panel, but it's really touch sensitive. So I just need to press it very lightly. It actually responds. So my guess is it's a capacitive. But it's also got that little kind of like a film feel of the resistive touch screen that I'm not entirely certain about. Okay, since I accidentally pressed the cleaning screen, I have to wait a few seconds for it to go off. And by the way, the screen, it's a TN panel. For those of you that doesn't know what a TN panel is, it's kind of lower grade LCD screen. For example, if you have a phone like iPhone, the iPhone always uses an IPS panel. The IPS panel is superior in all ways, but it's a little bit costly because the IPS panel have more accurate colors and the viewing angle is much greater. For the TN panel over here, if I actually tilt the screen a little bit left, right, down, or up, the contrast and saturation gets distorted very quickly. So it's a cheap panel, but with the TN panel, the good thing is the response rate should be fairly quick, so it doesn't have any delays, and also there's no burning effect sometimes found in some IPS panels. So over here we have activity monitor, which I don't have any sensor installed, so it doesn't have the option. The photo frame options over here, it's basically like a screensaver. The system already preloaded some pictures over here, and so if your screen actually goes inactive for 5 minutes and longer and you have the screensaver on, it actually enters into screensaver mode and displays a really nice colorful, vibrant picture on your security panel, so it doesn't look as boring. But for me, I usually turn the screen off because if I leave the screen on for a while, it gets kind of warm and it's not energy efficient, so I would prefer to have the screen off instead of a screensaver running. But I definitely have that option, and the cool thing is you can also even add your own photos by entering a SD card with your photo, and you can add all the images from your SD card, like your kids, your pets, your family, which is kind of fun for people who likes doing that. So over here we have the sound options. Basically over here you can customize all the chime sound. You can customize whether you want the voice prompt and different events. You can even like set different chimes for different sensors, which is great. And the funny thing is it actually integrated some really old Android sound into the system. So like if you've been using Android phones for a while, you hear some familiar sounds. Over here there's a language switch. This panel comes in with English and Spanish built-in, so it doesn't unfortunately support any other languages. If we go into advanced settings, here, let me enter my code really quick. All right, so advanced settings is basically where you add your all the sensors, all the Z-Wave devices, and change system settings. So over here, if we go into installation, I'll quickly go through since there's a lot of options. The security account I haven't touched. Basically, it's all the stuff that the customer service rep might need for you to change if something goes wrong. The security sensors, that's where you add all your door sensor, window sensor, and such. So right click add edit sensor. You can see I have door, I have motion, I have smoke. Basically that's all my sensors. You can also edit the names over here and choose different groups for the sensors. Delete sensor, obviously you can delete any sensor you don't like. If you go to sensor status, is kind of like the page over at the main panel that shows you all the sensor status in your home. Sensor group, it's kind of cool because it displays all the different group ID numbers for different kinds of sensors, so you know exactly which sensor to place in which group. For the old Simon XT panels, you don't even know which group is for which sensor because it doesn't tell you at all. You have to know from the customer service rep, and they would usually tell you, like, which group to add if you add a new sensor. So going back, and we have home control settings. You can add maximum into each touch panel system. Its Z-Wave integration is a lot better than Simon XT. Okay, well, we have a Z-Wave icon and home control devices, it says on the bottom. So if you're clicking, that's where you add your light, the Z-Wave light control and door locks, and maybe some other device, but I only have this two, so I know it's added from here. It's basically same thing as adding the security sensors. It's just in a different category. They putting so you can distinguish which sensor is for which. The timer, I just have some basic settings of entry delay timer, whether it's long or normal. I don't know what this is about, but I left it in as default. So over here we have the sound. It's actually same screen as the previous volume settings panel. So you can change chime and voice prompts and stuff. System logs is actually for customer service reps, so I don't think it's relevant to the end user. Software upgrade. Over here, the cool thing is you can upgrade your touch panel directly using your Wi-Fi network. And since I've already connected to Wi-Fi, so I can simply hit upgrade using network. It would check and it would download a package. And right here you can see it's actually downloading a existing package. This is like the newest firmware, but every time you click it, it would download the new package. But the device wouldn't upgrade to any other version. It would stay same. So let's wait for a little bit for it to finish download. So the cool thing is you can also, besides downloading from the network, you can also just plug in a SD card if you have a upgrade you downloaded from your computer, and you can upgrade from there. There's an option for that. There's an IQ2 panel upgrade. If you have a one of their new like IQ2 touchscreen panels, it's like a small tablet kind of looking thing. You can put next to your bed to remotely control the main panel. I think for us it's kind of useless because we have our phone with us all the time, so we don't need the extra panel. But there's an option to control the IQ2 or upgrade the IQ2 panel from here. I turned the automatic upgrade off because I like to make sure that new upgrade doesn't cause any problems before I upgrade. So I think it will still tell you there's a new upgrade. You just, decide when to upgrade. Sirens and alarms. Over here you can customize all kinds of sirens and alarms related functions. And security and arming. Installer code, DURS authentication, security camera, secure delete images. I think it's all the options. I mean, I haven't changed any functions here. I just left it as default, and I think it's best to leave it as default unless you really like to dig in and change functions to your liking. And over here there's camera settings. In the camera settings you can choose when the camera captures a photo, when people disarm, when people arm. When people disarm, it will take a picture, and when the alarm actually sounds, it would take a picture like I showed you earlier, that alarm picture of me trying to disarm the system. Let's see. So basically that's all the settings there is for the installation. And if we go to system settings, there's wireless. You can, adding Wi-Fi. There's sound, which is exactly same as the other settings for the sound and volume. There's brightness. You can control the screen brightness by sliding the bar. And there's SD card settings. You can unmount your SD card or maybe format. It's basic Android settings you find here. User management, I've never touched that. I think it's best to leave it as default. If we click about, it tells you your battery level, your battery voltage, software version, and all other kind of stuff. And for security purposes, I'm not going to show all the other information. So there are system tests. You can test all kinds of functions of the system, the Z-Wave, the IQ2, and the panel, and sensor. I've tried them all, and all tests went successfully. It basically, if you're clicking and if you need to test the sensor, you try to trip the sensor or open the sensor and try to temper it. It would tell you that it's actually modified. Let's see. We have front door. Let's test. So basically, it automatically tests all the sensors if you try to trigger them, which is really cool. And all the test is kind of similar, so I'm not going to go into details. Let's see. The photo frame setting it's kind of same as the like Android screensaver settings. You can choose time effect and shuffle effects and stuff. The system monitor, it tells you, the thing is running just fine, the Wi-Fi is running, and all the service is running. Of course, there's panel reboot. If you click, it reboots, and you can even turn the panel off like your Android phone. Load helpful videos. I mean, there's no videos inside, so. And IQ2 device, I don't have any, so it also doesn't show any. But you can add a new IQ2 device touch panel really easily over here. And there's dual pass, Wi-Fi, and cellular options. I had it enabled, so basically it means if the cellular data doesn't go through, it actually it actually transfers the alarm information using the Wi-Fi. So either way, it makes sure your alarm information is transferred to the central station really fast and accurately. So that's that. And I think we've gone through all the system options. And from my point of view, I really love the new touch panel. I think if you have a lot of Z-Wave device, you really ought to upgrade to the new touch panel, the old Sami XT. It's reliable for the alarming, but it's not reliable for Z-Wave controls. And that's just my opinion. Also, there's a backup battery in this system. It also lasts over 24 hours if your battery goes out. So that's also great for areas that constantly losing power. And this is the review for the Frontpoint touch panel, master control security panel. And thank you so much for viewing. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the comments section. Have a good day.